Most learners think they need to know everything about a topic to talk about it, but with sports, the exact opposite is true.
Wait, really? So I don't need to memorize player names or scores?
Not at all. In fact, there are three simple phrases that let you participate in any sports conversation, even if you've never watched a game in your life.
Okay, now I'm really curious. What are they?
Hey everyone, welcome to Speak Like a Native. I'm Maya.
And I'm Leo. Let's get into it.
Leo, picture this. You're at a work party, you grab some chips, you find a spot, and then your coworker Dave walks up and says, "Can you believe that game last night?"
Oh no, I freeze. My brain goes blank. I don't know what game. I don't know what sport. I don't know anything.
Exactly. And this happens to millions of English learners every single day. Because in the US, sports talk is basically its own language. But here's the secret. You don't need to be fluent in that language. You just need 3 survival phrases.
Okay, give me the first one. What do I say when Dave asks me about the game?
The most important phrase is, "I don't really follow sports."
I don't really follow sports. That sounds softer than what I usually say.
What do you usually say?
I usually say, I don't like sports.
Right. And that's the mistake. "I don't like sports" sounds negative. It sounds like you're rejecting the topic and maybe rejecting the person a little bit.
Oh, I see. So I don't really follow is different?
Completely different. Follow means you don't actively keep up with it. It's not about liking or disliking. It's about attention. You can say, "I don't really follow sports," and it just means I haven't been paying attention. It doesn't mean you hate sports.
That's huge. So I'm not rejecting the conversation. I'm just saying I'm not up to date.
Exactly. And here's another version. You can say, "I don't really follow basketball or football or baseball," whatever the specific sport is. This is even more natural because it shows you're not totally lost. You know what sport they're talking about. You just don't follow it closely.
So if Dave says, can you believe that game last night? I can say, oh, I don't really follow football. What happened?
Perfect. See how that keeps the conversation going? You admitted you don't follow it, but you invited him to share. That's the magic.
Okay, I love this. But what if I actually saw part of the game? Like I was at a bar and the TV was on. I saw some of it, but I don't know the players or the rules.
Great question. That's when you use phrase number 2. I caught the game.
I caught the game, not I watched the game.
I watched the game sounds like you sat down and paid full attention for 3 hours. I caught the game is much more casual. It means you saw parts of it. Maybe you were cooking dinner with the TV on. Maybe you were at a restaurant and the game was playing in the background.
So caught is more like I was there for some of it.
Exactly. Let me give you an example. Your friend says, "Did you see the Lakers game last night?" You can say, "Yeah, I caught most of it. That was wild."
Okay, I caught most of it. That's perfect for when I'm at a bar with friends and the game is on.
Right. And here's a small tip. If you only saw a tiny bit, you can say, "I caught a little bit of it." That's even more honest. "I caught a little bit of the game. What did I miss?"
What did I miss? That's a great follow question.
It is. It shows interest without pretending to know everything.
Okay, so phrase 1 is I don't really follow, and phrase 2 is I caught the game. What's the third one?
The third one is for when someone tells you their team lost. You need to say something supportive, but you don't know anything about the team or the game. And the perfect phrase is tough loss.
Tough loss. Just those 2 words?
Just those 2 words. Tough loss means that was a difficult and disappointing defeat. It's short, it's empathetic, and it's incredibly common in American English.
Can I say hard loss instead?
No, hard loss is not natural. Natives say tough loss, it's a fixed phrase. You can also say rough loss sometimes, but tough loss is the standard.
Tough loss. So if my coworker comes in on Monday looking sad and I know his team lost over the weekend, I can just say, hey man, tough loss on Sunday.
Exactly. And he'll probably say, "Yeah, we couldn't finish it," and you nod. That's it. The conversation is done. You were supportive, you sounded natural, you didn't need to know anything about the game.
I love this. These are so simple, but I never learned them in school.
That's exactly why we make this podcast. School English teaches you perfect grammar. Real life English teaches you how to connect with people.
Okay, let me practice all 3. Phrase 1, I don't really follow baseball. Phrase 2, I caught the game last night. Phrase 3, tough loss.
Beautiful. Now let's put them together in a real conversation. Ready?
Ready.
Okay, I'm Dave. Hey, Leo, did you watch the game last night?
I don't really follow football, but I caught a little bit of it.
Oh, yeah? What did you think?
Tough loss?
Haha, not quite. You only say tough loss if they lost.
Oh, right. If they won, what do I say?
If they won, you can say nice win or good game. But for today, focus on tough loss for losses and good game for any game you watched.
Okay, let me try again. I caught a little bit of it. Looked like a good game.
Perfect. That works for any outcome. Good game is safe. It's positive without committing to whether they won or lost.
Got it. So good game is my safe choice.
Yes. And now here's the part that surprises most people. You can use all three of these phrases even if you're talking to a huge sports fan.
Really? They won't think I'm weird for saying I don't really follow?
Not at all. In fact, many sports fans love explaining the game to someone who doesn't follow it. You're giving them a chance to talk about something they love.
So it's actually a social advantage.
It is. The only mistake is pretending you know more than you do. That's when things get awkward.
Okay, I have a question. What about the word sports itself? I've heard some people say sport without the S.
Great observation. In American English, we almost always say sports with the S. Do you like sports? I don't follow sports. In British English, they sometimes say sport as a mass noun, but in the US, it's sports almost every time.
So I don't follow sport sounds British?
Exactly. If you say that in the US, people might think you're from the UK, which is fine, but it's not the most natural choice for an American conversation.
Good to know. Okay, let me hear all three phrases one more time with examples.
Sure. Number 1, I don't really follow sports. Use this to politely say you're not into it. Number 2, I caught the game. Use this when you saw some of it casually. Number 3, tough loss. Use this to show sympathy when someone's team lost.
I don't really follow. I caught the game. Tough loss.
You've got them. Now let me tell you a quick story. I had a student from China who worked at a tech company in Seattle. Every Monday, his colleagues would talk about the Seahawks game from Sunday. He knew nothing about American football. For months, he stayed silent during these conversations. He felt left out.
That's sad. What did he do?
He learned these 3 phrases. The next Monday, when his coworker said, "Tough loss yesterday, huh?" He said, "Yeah, I caught some of it. Rough game." That was it. His coworker nodded and they moved on. But for the first time, he felt included.
Wow. Just 3 phrases changed his whole experience at work.
That's the power of survival phrases. You don't need to be an expert. You just need to show you're part of the conversation.
Okay, I want to practice more. Give me a scenario.
All right, you're at a coffee shop. The barista is wearing a team jersey. You notice it's a basketball team. You want to make small talk. Go.
Nice jersey. Do you follow basketball?
Good start. But do you follow is a little formal for this situation. Try. Are you a fan?
Are you a fan? That's more natural.
Yes. Are you a fan is the most common way to ask someone if they like a team or sport. Do you follow works, but it's a bit more specific to someone who actively keeps up with news and stats.
Okay. Nice jersey. Are you a fan?
Better. Now the barista says, "Yeah, big fan. Did you catch the game last night?"
I caught a little bit of it. Looked like a good game.
Perfect. The barista smiles, hands you your coffee, and says, "Have a good one. Conversation done. You connected. You didn't need to know the score."
This is so freeing. I always thought I had to be an expert to talk about sports.
That's what we all think. But the truth is, most conversations are about connection, not information. You're not being tested, you're just being human.
Okay, before we wrap up, can you tell me one mistake learners from different countries make with these phrases?
Great question. Spanish speakers often say, "I don't follow the sports" with the word the. In English, we don't use the here. It's just, "I don't follow sports."
What about Chinese speakers?
Chinese speakers sometimes say, "I don't very follow sports." The word very doesn't go with follow in this way. It's just, "I don't really follow sports."
And Arabic speakers?
Arabic speakers sometimes say, "I am not following sports," which sounds like you're currently not watching a game. "I don't follow" is the permanent state.
So many small differences, but the core phrase is the same.
Exactly. And now you have it. Let me give you one final tip. If you're ever completely lost and someone asks you about a game you know nothing about, You can always say, I didn't catch that one. What happened?
I didn't catch that one. What happened?
That's your emergency exit. It's honest, it's polite, and it invites the other person to tell you the story.
I didn't catch that one. I love that. It sounds so natural.
It does, and that's the whole point of Speak Like a Native. Not perfect English, natural English.
So today's rule is you don't need to know sports to talk about sports. You just need 3 phrases and a good attitude.
Beautifully said. Let's recap quickly. Say it with me, Leo.
Ready?
I don't really follow.
I don't really follow.
I caught the game.
I caught the game.
Tough loss.
Tough loss.
Perfect. Now here's your challenge. This week, find a situation where you can use one of these phrases. Maybe at work, maybe at a coffee shop, maybe with a friend. Use it. See what happens.
And come back and tell us about it in the comments. We read every single one.
If this episode helped you, subscribe to Speak Like a Native. New episodes drop every single day. Share this with a friend who freezes during sports conversations.
Remember, real English isn't about being perfect. It's about being understood.
And being connected. Thanks for listening, everyone. We'll see you in the next episode.
See you next time. Go team!
Go team, even if you don't know which team that is.